Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mariah Sanctuary. Hope everyone's having a good day. Okay, 1 second, guys, because I have to do this differently because of Okay, I'm doing stuff. Hopefully, okay. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Mariah Sanctuary. I'm Mariah. Today's live stream is on the topic of celebrities with dementia. Note, might be some things. So, some of the things might have changed since the article was published. Note also that autism disease is one of the most common causes of dementia. It's also known as senile dementia. And I said this because in this article that I am using for this topic, they talk about someone having Alzheimer's. That's why I said I wanted to specify that it's a form of dementia as well. Um, so the information below came from Yahoo in the article 12 Celebrities Who Battled Dementia. This article was published in June of 2024. Um, okay, so Wendy Williams. In May of 2023, a few months into filming her Lifetime doc series, Where is Wendy Williams? Wendy Williams' care team announced in a press release that she was diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia temp- and frontal temporal dementia. The former condition is a rare nervous system syndrome that affects the ability to communicate and can limit a person's speech, ability to speak, read, write, and understand speech, according to the Mayo Clinic. The later form of dementia, in which the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain shrinks and affects the areas of the brain associated with personality, behavior, and language. News of Williams' condition came after years of speculation around the state of her mental health. Um, the decision to share this news was difficult and made after careful consideration, um, not only to advocate for the understanding and compassion for understanding and compassion for Wendy, but to raise awareness of aphasia and uh, frontal temporal dementia and support the thousands of others facing similar circumstances, the press release read. Unfortunately, many individuals diagnosed with aphasia and frontal temporal dementia face stigma and misunderstanding, particularly when they begin to exhibit behavioral changes but have not yet received a diagnosis. The statement continues. Wendy is still able to do many things for herself, and most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving uh, she is receiving the care she's required to make sure she's protected and her needs are addressed. Just to clarify, I know now, this year, that we know that she doesn't have dementia. Number two, we have um, Bruce Willis. In spring of 2022, Bruce Willis's family announced the actor has been diagnosed with aphasia. To Bruce's amazing supporters, as a family, we wanted to share that our beloved Bruce has experienced some health issues and has recently been diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitive abilities. Demi shared in a statement. Demi Moore shared in a statement on Instagram. As a result of this, and with much consideration, Bruce stepped away from the career that meant so much to him. Following the announcement, Willis received a more specific diagnosis of frontal temporal dementia, or FTD. It's a cruel disease that many of us have never heard of and can strike anyone, Willis's family wrote in a 2023 statement published um, on the Association of Frontal Temporal Degeneration website. For people under the age of 60, FTD is the most common form of dementia, and getting the diagnosis can take years, FTD is likely more prevalent than we know. It's actually really sad. I didn't know this until I researched it. Today, there are no treatments for the disease, a reality that we hope can change in the years ahead. As Bruce's condition advances, we hope that any media attention can be focused on shining a light on the disease that needs more awareness and research. I'm just making sure no one said anything. Oh, and hi, Mildred. Sorry I didn't respond to your comment because I couldn't see it at first. Okay, back to what I'm saying. Okay, number 3, Mavis Leno, which is Jay Leno's wife. Jay Leno was recently granted conservatorship of his wife, Mavis Leno, after revealing in January that Mavis was battling dementia. The conservatorship will allow Jay to construct her living will and um, other estate plans. In fact, in case he dies before his wife, per Entertainment Tonight. While the couple of 44 years hasn't shared specifics about the dementia Mavis has experienced, the initial position of conservatorship claims that she has progressively losing capacity and orientation to space and time for several years. According to NBC News, court documents revealed that Jay has been deeply attentive to his wife's needs during this time. Per the filing, Jay is fully capable of continuing to support Mavis's physical and financial needs as he has throughout their marriage. On April 30th, the couple made a rare appearance at the premiere of Netflix Unfrosted. Thought I'd come to something fun for a change. Everything is so controversial, and I'm sorry for the plane, or pretty sure it's a vehicle outside. Everything's so controversial, Jay told ET. Just to come to something funny and silly movie. Just to come to a funny and silly movie, it's great. I think people will have a good time. When asked about how she's doing, Mavis added, I feel great. Sharon Stone. In 2001, Sharon Stone experienced a life-threatening brain aneurysm that resulted in a ruptured, I think it's my brain is trying to say it, vertebral artery. I'm so sorry. I know I said that wrong. And a 9-day brain bleed in her head that went into her head, neck, and spine. According to Vogue, Stone was given 1% chance of survival after surgery and beat the odds, even after numerous counts of medical gaslighting from medical professionals who told her nothing was wrong. I bled so much that my subarachnoid, I think is how you say it, pool, that the right side of my face fell. My left foot was dropping severely and was stuttering badly. That's actually really terrifying. What was I at? She said, for the first couple of years, I would also get weird knuckle-like knots that would come up all over the top of my head that I felt like I was getting punched. I can't express how painful it all was. During her decade-long recovery period, Stone experienced aphasia, a type of dementia that results in the loss of ability to understand and express speech. Through regular therapy and practice, Stone was able to improve her cognitive health and has become a vocal advocate for stroke survivors, namely women whose medical concerns are frequently dismissed by medical professionals. I've become more emotionally intelligent, she said in a profile on the National Aphasia Association website. I chose to work very hard to open up other parts of my mind. Now I'm stronger. I can be abrasively direct. That scares people, but I think that's not my problem. It's like I have brain damage. You'll just have to deal with it. This one's going to make me sad. Number 5, Robin Williams. Robin Williams died by suicide at age 63 in 2014. Leading up to his death, the beloved actor and comedian had experienced symptoms of Lewy body dementia, one of the most common types of dementia, which is associated with abnormal deposits of protein called Lewy bodies in nerve cells in the brain. Symptoms of this disease include depression, trouble sleeping, movement disorders, cognitive abilities, visual hallucinations, and more, according to Mayo Clinic. For Williams specifically, these symptoms manifested as confusion, forgetfulness, paranoia, hallucinations, anxiety, personality changes, and difficulty with movement, according to a profile by the Lewy Body Dementia Association. It was very out of character for William to be so paranoid. Um, Susan Snyder Williams said of her late husband in a 2021 interview with The Guardian, and it was a this was the start of the 10-month drumbeat of increasing symptoms. The thing with LBD is that symptoms don't come all at once, they change. So they're increasingly confusing to the patient and caregiver. Williams' Lewy body dementia, however, was not diagnosed until after his death. During his lifetime, the star was misdiagnosed with and treated for Parkinson's disease. While the two conditions may have many overlapping symptoms, Parkinson's is characterized by more tremors, shaking, or uncontrollable movements, while Lewy body affects thinking and memory problems, and diseases require different treatments. In years since her husband's death, Schneider Williams has become an outspoken advocate for Lewy body dementia awareness, research, and education. Snyder Williams also signed off on Robin's Wish, a 2020 documentary of her husband's experience with dementia. Number 6, Tony Bennett. In a 2021 feature published in AARP magazine, Tony Bennett's family announced that the legendary singer was living with Alzheimer's disease for 5 years. With some of the common symptoms of the disease, including disorientation, terror, and rage, they did not affect Bennett. Other common symptoms were more prevalent, such as short-term memory loss and confusion. Mundane objects as familiar as a fork or a set of house keys, can be utterly mysterious to him, wrote John Colapinto, I think is it, Pinto at the time. Alzheimer's disease, which is uncurable and progressive, can be a frightening diagnosis to confront. For Bennett's family, however, breaking their silence about the singer's condition felt like a symbol of hope and a step forward towards breaking stigma Alzheimer's carries. He's doing great things at 94 that many people without dementia cannot do. And I'm so sorry for pronouncing this. I know I'm going to pronounce her name wrong in advance. I think her name is Gayatri Devi. I think it's, Gayatri Devi, MD, the neurologist who diagnosed Bennett in 2016. He is a real symbol of hope for someone with a cognitive disorder. Bennett died in 2023 at the age of 96. Rita Hayworth. In 1980, Rita Hayworth was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease, a rare form of the condition that presents in people ages 65 or younger. Shortly after receiving her condition, Hayworth became one of the first celebrities to publicly announce her Alzheimer's diagnosis, starting a much needed conversation around the disease, which few were informed about then. At the time of her diagnosis, however, Hayworth's condition had already been progressing for years. By the time she was diagnosed, she really wasn't totally aware. Hayworth's conservator and daughter, Princess Yasmin Gaia Kane, I think is how you say her name, told told Fox News in 2018. It was difficult. She would look at me and say, "Who are you?" That was heartbreaking. She would get angry for no reason and belligerent. Not all people with dementia get that way, but she did. I had to regulate her medication as she would became more aggressive, and just the basics of eventually trying to get her to shower. It was very painful. Khan credits the Alzheimer's Association for helping her through that difficult time, for inspiring her to raise awareness of Alzheimer's disease in the years to follow her mother's death in 1987. They found me and said, "We have this small organization, and we would love for you to be part of it." Khan said, "We we can share our heartache and pain, and also what's coming next. Preparations of the disease and what expected down the road. They were there for me." Number 8, Sean Connery. Celebrated actor Sean Connery died in 2020 at the age of 90 after a months-long battle with dementia. Only after his death did Connolly's family reveal the star's condition and the effect it had on his quality of life. It was no fun for him. Connery's widow, I think I'm so sorry, her name is French, so I'm probably going to butcher it. I think her name is Micheline Brogren. I am so sorry. All these notes are going to be in the comment section, so anything I butchered, you will be able to read it for yourself. Um, Told the Daily News following her death, she was not able to express himself. He was not able to express himself laterally. At the time, at least he died in his sleep. It was so peaceful. I was with him all the time, and he just slipped away. That was what he wanted, and that's what the wife said. Number 9, Rosalind Carter. In 2023, former First Lady Rosalind Carter's family revealed she was diagnosed with dementia. She continues to live happily at home with her husband, the family wrote in a statement shared on the Carter Center website just months of her death. The statement continues, "We hope to sharing our family's news will increase important conversations at the kitchen table and in doctors' offices around the country." After year After years as an advocate for mental health care, Carver's impact on the country and her family remains apparent. Though the Carters have refrained from commenting further on Carter's condition since her death at 96 in November of 2023, they continued her legacy. They have continued her legacy by raising awareness um, of the profound impact caregivers have across the country. As the founder of the Rosalind Carter Institution for Caregivers, Ms. Carter often noted that there are 4 kinds of people in this world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need caregivers, her family said in a statement. The universal the universality of caregiving is clear in our family. We are experiencing the joy and challenges of this journey. Number 10, Ronald Reagan. On November 5th, 1994, 5 years after the end of his presidential term, Ronald Reagan announced in an open letter to the public that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. In the letter, Ronald stated that he felt fine and expressed concern for the burden on his wife. His wife Nancy Reagan might bear in caring for him as the disease progressed. Reagan died a decade later at 93 in 2004. In the years leading up to the former president's death, Nancy became a steadfast Alzheimer's advocate, raising awareness of the disease in the years leading up to her own death at age of 94 in 2016. Number 11, Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder died in 2016 at the age of 83 as a result of Alzheimer's disease. Though Wilder and his family kept his dementia diagnosis private during his lifetime, the legendary film star's fourth wife, Karen Wilder, shared details about her husband's disease, including watching him lose his memories and fine motor skills in a 2018 essay for ABC News. My husband took the news with grief, of course, but also astonished grace. Wilder wrote about her late husband's battle with Alzheimer's, watching his deterioration every moment of each day for 6 years. One day I saw him struggling with the ties on his drawstring pants. That night I took the drawstrings out. Then his wrist was bleeding from the failed attempt of trying to take off his watch. I put his watch away. At times, Wilder's condition made him unrecognizable to his loved ones. The first signs of trouble were small. Always the kindest, always the kindest, most gentle man. If a fly landed on him, he waited for the fly to leave. Suddenly, I saw Jean lash out at her grandson, Walter said of her husband. His perception of objects and their distance from him became so faulty that on a bike ride together, he thought we were going to crash into some trees many feet away from us. Once at a party with friends, when the subject of Young Frankenstein came up, he couldn't think of the name of the movie and had to act it out instead. Wilder credits the Alzheimer's Association for helping her process her feelings of grief and for supporting her in many years during her husband's battle with Alzheimer's as well as in the years to follow. And number 12, Sidney Poitier. Trailblazing Sidney Poitier died at 94 in 2022 as a result of three concurring health conditions, including cardiopulmonary failure, prostate cancer, and Alzheimer's disease, the People magazine. Though Poitier and his family did not share details of his experience with dementia during his lifetime, the actor's family has since shared how moved they were by Cartier's ability to radiate kindness even at the end of his lifetime. We thought we were going to take care of him. I see now that the truth was he was taking care of us. Poitier's daughter, Sidney Timea Poitier, wrote on Instagram at the time of her father's death. He was reminding us, particularly in these uncertain times, of the power of goodness. That even when the body is failing, things may seem to be falling apart around us, goodness remains. No, there are probably more celebrities with dementia out there, but the list that is mentioned above is based on the information that was provided in this article. Today's planned video will be on the topic of blindness is, and it will be released today at 6 p.m. Eastern. The next fun unscripted live stream will be on Monday, July 28th at 4 p.m. Eastern. The next scripted live stream, which is next Saturday, August 2nd at noon Eastern, will be on the topic of celebrities with Alzheimer's. Thanks for watching, everyone. Love you guys. Bye.